Anyway, I thought I'd bring this up because it's cool before we got sidetracked. My Discord runs a beginner bracket and a regular bracket each week. Every Monday, there's a beginner bracket for Guilty Gear Strive. And the prize for top 3 is you're banned. You can't play in the beginner bracket anymore. Bones said, extra big congratulations to the long-time gamers who placed top 3 this week. Here's how many beginner brackets they entered before getting banned. BoxoRocks, 24 beginner brackets. Pkubed's 23 and Starmute's 27, and they were in the top 3. That is super sick. The beginner brackets, they fill up pretty quick, so I'd always recommend clicking on these challenges quickly. Follow Bones on Twitter if you don't already to get info about it. And also my Discord has a tournament section. You can click it. There's like a breakdown in there that's like, hey, this is how you tell if you're a beginner. And sometimes in the middle of the tournament, they're like, yeah, you know what? You're preemptively banned. It turns out that you're in this tournament and maybe you don't need to be here. And there's like no prize for the tournament, so there's no reason to play unless you're actually a beginner trying to play other beginners. Yeah, I think they're not going to run one on launch for Street Fighter 6. I do think eventually they will run a tournament for it, probably, but I would give it some time. It's harder to define who's a beginner and who's not a beginner in the beginning of the game. So I wanted to watch a little bit of the beginner bracket this week, I think. So if you're here from the beginner bracket and you want me to watch your match, by the way, you should let me know. Your evil twin. I'll implore you to watch round 2, aka third match. I see why you're interested in this match. Okay. Also, thanks to Remy for coming by. I think Remy's done guest commentary like 12 times.
Your evil twin said they played in beginner.
So, you know.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, no 5K 2D action there? That would have been good. This matchup is interesting because I think Faust Crawl is like super useful for dealing with a lot of what Soul does. And knowing that is pretty important. Damn, I like that combo. Almost got it right.
One, but that was still nasty. I think
didn't get clean hit DP, but everything else was good.
All their combos
I'm a fan.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that too.
We're like, damn, I actually have to learn.
Item toss. No, you're gonna get hit. Oh, it just barely didn't get hit.
Wow, that was really good reaction from Evil Twin on all that item.
Okay, I think taking that's pretty good there too.
And then accidentally
Ref spot the burst.
Unfortunate.
One thing that you have to be careful about with any character, anytime they are doing something where it's a natural time for them to RC, bursting is not good, right? So like anytime it's normal for your opponent to extend a combo in that particular moment with an RC, that's like, you know, you gotta be careful about that. Oh no, mix.
In competition, sometimes you have to cut your losses. You know, you probably weren't gonna win.
Any Faust is a great toss here, though. You can get some pressure. Nice.
Drunk Panda lands a big hit, but maybe that won't happen. Your evil twin is running some great.
Nice
punish.
Safe jump. Yeah, that's the easy peasy.
And if you're Drunk Panda, you gotta be careful about DPing that. That puts the banana. You almost got a combo off that though.
Oh no, this is really bad.
Double bomb.
Oh my god.
No. Oh my god, you almost got YRC'd into it. That was ridiculous.
Dude, it came so
what a bulgur. I think for the prime. What happened here with the extension? Oh, you went to RC, I see, and then the YRC prevented it. Okay. One thing too that is important to know about Faust in this matchup is when Soul does Bandit Revolver, you can just hold down back and you can duck under the second part. I'm not sure if you know or not, but that's an important thing to remember about this matchup. Duck under the second hit of Bandit Revolver, which is really nice in this matchup.
So far, I thought the detonation would be soon enough that it wouldn't be a problem.
Oh yeah, backdashing there is pretty spooky. Nice, should be a safe jump here.
The back throw here. This
right, you got a safe jump or that.
And again, because
respected wake up DP. I think you gotta hit 2H there probably. Off of this, you probably hit /2H or just 2H here instead of 5H. But I do like the idea. One thing I will say though is I think you hit 6H too much in neutral. This button is really spooky to hit because the recovery is terrible, as you saw right there. Like it is really bad in most cases in terms of how long the recovery is. It is so bad. It's like it takes 10 minutes to recover. Yeah, that was good to go for throw there, so you couldn't YRC or anything. Big reward on 6H? Not really, actually. 6H doesn't even really have that good of reward. You get Scalpel or something, and even then, regular hit 6H, they can get out of the gold stagger. It's not that good.
I love how Drunk Panda is like mixing.
Like that right there, you can tech out of that. That's like the most damage you get, and if Drunk Panda hits the stagger timing here, this doesn't even combo. I would be careful about a lot of 6H in neutral. And also because 6H scalpel, you know, can get you in trouble. Yeah, see.
I like that they're taking sometimes, you know, the bandit, sometimes they're taking the bringer, I think the move is called, where he leaps into the air.
Into the bomb. Nice. That was a great try. Even though it didn't work out, I'm okay with that.
Close slash Remy, I was gonna scream.
Yeah.
I would also say it's pretty spooky to do so much scalpel because people will start to 6P you as you move up in the rank. It's a very like autopilot cancel. Like most people when they block 6H from Faust, they just like 6P because they're like, all right, he's gonna scalpel me. It's like kind of the autopilot-y response from a lot of people. This looks great. Yeah, everything. Oh my god. Almost. You are almost a hero. Gotta jump here. That works too. Yeah, everything right there was cool. That was good. Teleporting, jumping, both are good there. You did all the right stuff. Teleporting on the wait and on that is good. Oh my god. One thing that's good round start too with Faust is 2P. I would say that 2P is like your generic, like you can't really go wrong round start. And I noticed you did wait into mix a couple of times. I think jumping and doing your good jump H into air dash is better a lot of times. Because jump H gives you more control. Because a lot of people, what they'll do versus wait is jump also. And then your jump H is like a huge hitbox. It's really hard for people to interact with. And then you do like jump H, air dash, and then you get plus frames off of it, or you get a combo, depending on what happens, right? Nice, that was a good jump cancel. So I would say jump H is probably better in that regard. Another thing too that's probably important is I noticed when you come down with jump buttons, you almost always hit 5H after. It's okay to hit 5P or like 5K 2D. Like 5H, you know, I don't know if that was your Gatling attempt missing or something, but it's okay to go with like your light buttons off your jump. It's honestly better most times. And in general, I think more 2P would be good.
That was a meteor. You gotta watch out.
Oh, meteor didn't even hit.
What? There's 3 after?
Okay.
All right, this should be a save jump. No, that works though.
Oh my god. How did that hit?
Good enough. Doing close slash, jump cancel, air dash there, and a jump D would be good. The 100-meter item toss is not good most of the time. Yeah, it's better to do 50-meter item toss most of the time because you save yourself some bar. Oh, no button there. Or your button wasn't fast enough.
Is getting pretty good items to take advantage of. That is such a back throw incident.
It is funny, but long term, I think doing the 50-meter one is better most times. If you're gonna do it, yeah. See how you hit 5H there most times. Even then, I think 5H is like worse for you than doing 5K 2D because 2D gives you like a knockdown and then you can like save jump or throw weight or whatever anyway.
These JDs have been a
I like this.
problem for Drunk Panda.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that was good. Even trying to bait the burst. Oh.
You don't know when to 5K or
yeah, that's hit every time. I don't know why, but you'll take it. You could have killed there.
Ooh, attempt on the 6H. I respect it. Now
important thing maybe to recognize for the future. On this hit here, you get close slash and you build super. You can super here. You could also just like mix again or close slash RC into a combo. Like there's ways to kill here. But in general, mix is pretty good rather than the item toss. The item toss can get you some good stuff sometimes though, so give me a timestamp. If you need some help, give me an idea on the timestamp. Open up the VOD. It's on Solid Bones' YouTube, and then that'll help. Yeah, dumpster. We can look at this.
I'm curious to see how this will go.
You can jump that. Nice. Okay, one thing, I think you're using the wrong jump button with Geo too, right? You're doing jump, is it jump D you're doing? You're supposed to use jump H, right? Or am I misremembering? Is it jump S? It's the wrong jump button. That's jump S? Okay, you're supposed to use jump H. That's the starter. That's the wrong jump button to start with. So let's get off of jump S and get over to jump H. Let's just improve our air approach right away. With that. Another thing is that Giovanna is actually not a character that needs to jump that often. You should instead dash way more. Like if you were just ground approaching most of the time, you'd be in a much better state. You try to jump there, right? That got you hit. And then again, the same thing here. And your default is jump, air dash, right? Air dash, jump H, pretty good. But I would say to start, if you want 3 things to do in neutral, air dash jump H is 1. The second thing is you should dash S into H into 214K, the wolf kick. The other one is 2D. Just hit 2D. Like, don't go all the way in. Just hit 2D from farther away to beat the air pokes. And then if you want to approach, do dashing S or air dash jump H. You can also start mixing in 2K 2D or dashing 5K 2D or dashing 5K or dashing staggered 5P. Those are things that are okay. But the main trio of options is dash S or dash 2S, air dash jump H, and 2D. Those are like the three things, because what ends up happening is you like reset. You have like a clear plan. You're like, let me reset, then air dash in, right? I don't know what's happening here. Like, oh, drill didn't work. It's time to air dash in or do whatever, right? Like, you want to get in there. Drill's not bad too. I like drill. You can add in drill. Make drill your fourth option. Too much air dash ends up getting you, it's going to get you caught, because air approaching in this game is generally pretty weak if your opponent's doing nothing, right? Like, if your opponent's just sitting there, air dashing at them like that is like pretty easy for them to stop, right? Yeah, that's good. If you just hit 5H at the end there before you did the end of that, I think it would have been good. But that as like a beginning approach option is pretty solid. Just dashing S, dashing air dash, jump H, and 2D. Those are all easy peasy. Oh, counter hit right there is pretty... Yeah, I don't know if you try to anti-air on the other side or something. Dash 5K is also good, but I think for simplification, dash S is better. It's like a simpler thing to get your hand on, because it's more likely to hit someone than whatever it's called. More likely to hit someone or than 5K. Another thing is when you're on defense like that, trying to jump or escape out of the air is getting you hit a lot. I think it's way better. Yeah, I was gonna say it's way better to just block and then challenge. Like, most of the time when you're on defense, it seems like you're trying to up back or get out that way. You got to learn how to block and then hit a button back, or block and then dash up and do something, or block and then jump and then escape. So those are like the three things that I would think about. Try to learn how to get out on the ground and the air, not just the ground, because it feels like a lot of times, like that was a good challenge. Feels like a lot of times you just got hit jumping, which, you know what? I respect it. That happens. But trying, like, blocking something and then doing 2K 2D, that's a good starting point on how to improve your defense automatically. That'll give you some help instead of just trying to jump, because people are just swinging at you and you try to jump. What's gonna end up happening is you're gonna get hit a bunch. Yeah, thanks for entering the tournament, and you should just keep playing, because you'll find more players to play of your skill level, and it'll help you figure out what to do, rather than just like playing online and being like, everybody's good. I don't know what's happening. HeadChef, okay. Yeah, chef. Here we go, everybody's gonna this matchup, you are big chilling in this matchup. If you don't know what to do, okay, don't do that. If you don't know what to do in this matchup, your main thing with Testament is you should throw the fireball and do the crow and hit 6P. I think the more you do anything else, the more you're maybe gonna die. Does that make sense? So just like, I would throw that, I would do the crow. Teleport's okay there because drone is out. And I would try to hard bait the burst. Just do the crow and just do far slash fireball and keep it simple. I think you are trying to run. You're trying to twerk before you can run and walk. Just keep it simple. Yeah, do the bird, hit far slash, hit 6P, do the bird. Like, don't do anything fancy. If you're not doing bird, like fireball, bird, 6P, far slash, bird, like that's how you should be playing generally. And I think it's good that you're representing a lot of options from Testament. You kind of play like this. To me, it seems like you're doing a Romola impression. No, seriously, I get the sense from your gameplay. It reminds me of that. However, that is a little too much for what you need at this level right now, especially in this matchup. Like, I think you would gain a lot from just doing less, actually, if that makes sense. So he's pretty vulnerable to it in a way that other characters kind of are. Because, like, I don't think I've seen you hit a single 6P in neutral. And 6P is, like, the best poke against this character, for sure, Like, if you sit here and you throw the crow, right? He's big. He just gets hit by the crow. Then you do this. Then you do that. Then you throw another fireball. Then you do the crow. Then you 6P. Like, You know, dashing 6P, there's a 6P. Dashing 6P is extremely good in this matchup. Also, oh, I muted it. I wonder where the sound went.
Trying to rely on
Dashing 6P is super good in this matchup. And in general, he's big, so he doesn't deal well with Crow. So I think your main thing should be Fireball into Crow into Far Slash and or 6P after, and then do another Fireball and then do another Crow. That kind of stuff is great. Arbiter Sign also not bad. But again, I feel like, you know, Fireball, do some Crow. This should be a kill. Yeah. That would get you really far. This is the kind of matchup where it's really not on you to do anything. But when you're new, it's really hard to be the person that just sits there and doesn't initiate, right? Like, it's hard to not be the dude that's like, I'm trying to kill you. You're like, great example. Teleport worked right there, but it's actually not a great choice, I think, right? Because instead of teleporting, imagine if you just did Crow here. Goldlewis gets hit by Crow, if that's what you did instead of teleport. Then he gets stained. Then he's in the corner, and you Testament run up and do Far Slash. And then because he's stained, you get a charge Fireball. And then after the charge Fireball, you get another Far Slash into another Crow, into another Far Slash, into another charge Fireball. And then you're just stuck, and you hit 6P, and you know, you do all that kind of stuff. Instead of teleporting in like this, right, where if he bursts you into the corner there, you might have just lost the game. You know? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, the approach means that this is happening to you instead of you potentially just controlling the position. Yeah, now it's burst. Now you got to deal with the Goldlewis pressure in the corner. He's going to spend it. Overhead, chip.
Oh, you were so dead.
And like, it's all because we teleported and then side swapped and then got in the corner and then ended up getting bursted back into that corner instead of doing Fireball, Crow. So just a little thing like that is why, you know, in this behemoth typhoon happens. Like, you hate to see it. Again, less is more sometimes, particularly with a character like Testament, whose game plan is a lot of less is more. Charge Fireball, do the Crow, run up, yeah, 6P. And when you do 6P here, by the way, important thing, you can just cancel this into another Charge Fireball, right? If they're stuck blocking Stain, it gives you the privilege to just do another Charge Fireball, and then, you know, they're stuck, and then you do Crow, and then, you know, you're doing the same things over and over that you want to do. All the good stuff that Testament can do, you're just doing those things, right?
Oh no!
Yeah, good round start too. Very scary to deal with. And the drone. I love YRC here. Just do the Fireball. Okay, that's fine.
Great bird.
Pros on there. Do this. Minigun's pretty good here, but nothing out of it. So.
Oh, he wasn't at security high enough level for him to actually knock down.
Oh, the teleport in scares me so much. It scares me so much because you don't have to do all that. You could live. You could cling to life. You know what I mean? You could cling to life. I don't think it's a bad thing to do all the time. Like, you can do it sometimes. But I do think that in a matchup like this, it's definitely a haha surprise rather than like the default. You know? Like, you see how it's like, why are we there? Just to suffer. Like, why are we teleporting in there? Oh no.
Big Milia, Big Milia.
Oh no.
Dude, he's plus 100,000.
Oh no.
This may be it.
Okay, low profile moment. Crow.
You're a demon.
One thing you never ever do either is just do Crow into another Fireball, it feels like. Who doesn't love another Fireball? Just a little another Fireball action. We don't have to, you know, we don't have to get frisky. That's my takeaway watching this, is a little bit more fire. Also, a good round start against Goldlewis, if you don't have a good plan, is 6P. 6P is pretty solid round start against Goldlewis. It beats most things he does besides, like, 2K, I think, and 2D. Those are things that I would say. And, like, once he starts doing that, you can just walk back around star and let him whiff, and then bar slash him or backdash him.
No, it's a very good move.
I would love a dashing 6P right there too. I would love another Fireball there. Yeah, it's the same kind of thing. I really feel like that's the big one. I feel like we covered it already. We got it figured out. Fireball is the big one.
They won't even need it here. Oh, baiting super.
That was a hard bait from LunchMeat, and this could be bad. The 2H.
Nice. I like the pressure though. That was good.
but so does HeadChef here. This is scary.
RC for the kill. Love that.
That 2K from downtown.
You are a teleporter, and I respect that.
He was really far away.
No, teleport is a good option. It's like something you need to represent, but it is something that I think it's like the thing that you represent after and not the thing you represent early, you know? What up, Toothman?
Goldlewis Airlines working out.
Thanks for the gift sub. I like that idea too. I like trying to use the air fireball like
That
that.
was gonna be massive whether you knew the combo or not.
HeadChef though making the most out of the stain state, and again,
That's another thing too about Goldlewis is his weakness is really not the fireballs and stuff. His big problem is that you bully him, is that your hitboxes are so big you can just do this to him. Like this is really, oh my god, why did we teleport right there? Okay, I feel like I've covered it enough. That is like a great example of what we've been talking about, right? Like, oh, that was terrifying. That was like, oh my god, we teleported into the corner behind Goldlewis. That's so scary, right? That's spooky. So that's a good example of what that's good. Right? Like that's like, oh god. Nice. This should be a kill.
Should be enough if you can finish it out. Nice.
Nicely done.
Beautiful stuff.
Still got the job done in the set, but definitely spooky. Teleport is pretty good, but against Goldlewis, you use it to get away from the corner, or like when he has drone out to teleport past the drone, or like stuff like that, because he could just like sit where you're gonna teleport, hit close slash, and then you die. And generally he loses to your normals and stuff. So yeah, you can just punish the teleport on reaction with a bunch of stuff. As an unprofessional player, I've never punished teleport. Who's cracked just spamming. It's one of those things though that, oh, this is losers finals. Is that what I heard?
All right, this is gonna be loser semis, everybody.
Loser semis. Okay.
Drunk Panda versus Pkubed.
Pkubed versus Drunk Panda. The big part about this matchup in the corner is back Mega Fist for Potemkin. Pretty good. Yeah, as you can see, pretty good against strike throw generally, and that's something that you can take advantage of for Soul. So you got to be a little careful about that. Oh no. Yeah, I wonder what Drunk Panda tried there. Not dead.
I think that was a little bit of a mistake from Pkubed. That should have been heat.
I like the BRC. That was a good idea too. And you don't need to burst yet either. Oh yeah, definitely don't need to burst now. That's not going to do that much damage. As Potemkin, you have so much meter here too. The hard call out. One thing I would say here too for Pkubed is up backing like that. I'm not really sure what you needed to get away from. I feel like backdash would have been maybe a safer version of that escape, or bag Mega Fist. He also had meter too.
Yeah.
Oh. It should just be Hammerfall in there, although you didn't get it. I think you tried it, it looked like. Drunk Panda using some air movement, son of Mochi. That's also bad guy player.
It's the Mochi playbook. It's just if you play weird enough, people won't know what to do.
Yeah, great combo.
Yeah. Oh my god, this is gonna hurt so.
Yeah, you can also double jump. Like if you want to jump escape there, you can jump back and then double jump and then jump D to like throw them off. Yeah, that is a bad spot to YRC usually. Trying to YRC when someone is doing like a jump in, not my favorite time. You gotta respect super here. Oh my.
I get it, but yeah, you have to go.
Scary. That's a spot though that like you went in on the command grab, but generally they're not gonna uppercut. That's throwable. They're gonna super, and then the super is, you know, that's what you got to be like careful of the most here. Oh, trying to bait the burst.
To bait a burst again there, I think. But
I think Drunk Panda trying to hard bait the burst. I don't hate it, but I also think sometimes you should just take the damage. I think hard baiting burst loses people more damage in situations than baiting the burst gets them a lot of times. You know what I mean?
Because they're just like, I'll just get grabbed. Who cares?
So that's my only worry is like sometimes it's a little too much burst bait when you could just do something that's that's a little safer.
Dude, that was like a 1080, my man.
It truly gets people caught sometimes where you're just like committed to baiting the burst and then you're like, well. Oh, both of them out of range. Oh, you're about to get exploded. Yeah.
Not good.
Oh, missed the combo, but I think it was supposed to be Kara, right? Yeah, slightly mistimed.
Scooping the Fafnir, huh? Did not believe.
I don't think that YRC was on purpose.
You just kind of made
I'll take it though if I'm Potemkin. Oh, tried to hard bait the burst. And then because you tried to hard bait the burst and then last minute didn't block again, then you just lost all that extra damage you could have got maybe anyway.
That was a great slide head.
Oh.
Really heads up play. But the 5K catches it.
It works.
Damn. That armor was a little scary. You could have died.
Potentially one round away from knocking Pkubed.
Little scary. Yeah, hard burst baiting all the time is a little, you know, it can get you in trouble. I think it's okay to do sometimes if you still maintain pressure and you get Oki and you're like, okay, let me try here. But sometimes it's okay to just take the damage or instead just do burst safe routing, like combos that will naturally bait the burst. Yeah, I don't know what Drunk Panda tried there, but can't swing there. Oh, another drop.
It's less fine.
Hard. Oh my god. Again, like look at those two interactions. This is really going to cost you, I think. Like trying to hard bait the burst like that twice. Look at the difference in the situation here. Is so much better for Potemkin, right? Punish. OTG. You know what I'm saying? So Pkubed just doesn't burst, right? Hard burst bait, gets a hit, hard burst bait, and Pkubed is just not going for it. It's just like, okay, cool, I don't need to burst. Like, you're just going to keep baiting my burst over and over. And what ends up happening is you try so hard to bait the burst that you lose all your advantage, and you don't even get out of the corner or anything, and then you just get punished and die. Right? That's brutal. That's the problem with committing to hard burst baits over and over and over. You know, a lot of soul players do it because he has good jump cancelable options and moments to bait burst in his round. Instead, I would say just sometimes it's okay to just let them burst because once the burst is off the table, you don't have to burst bait anymore. You can just kill them the next time you hit them. So it's sometimes better to either do combos that burst bait naturally, so you don't have to worry about hard burst baiting, or just you know, that's fine. Just let them burst. It's okay.
Went low that time.
No way this works.
Jump back splash maybe. Oh my god, it caught the button.
Man got a heavy mobbed in loser semis.
Yeah.
Scoot in there. Yeah, trying to backdash a lot.
But he did
committing a little too much.
That he did a heavy mob.
Yeah.
One thing is backdashing right away especially will get you caught way more than if you just wait a split second and then backdash.
Nice punish again.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And again, Pkubed didn't bait the burst there as an example, right? And Pkubed is totally fine for it. You don't need to bait the burst. It's okay.
On the side of Drunk Panda, you can't get clipped by anything. This would have to be the sickest comeback.
One thing too for Panda is I think you're actually not air approaching very much. Like you did Bandit Bringer, but notice that like a lot of times Pkubed is swinging with 2Ds and 6Hs and like all these big buttons, and Panda's never just doing like a run forward jump, going over that and like hitting jump S and then getting a knockdown. You know, you're doing the movement stuff in the air like Mochi and some other soul players do, but you're not really threatening air approach that much. Right, so I would say maybe you actually need to jump in. Yeah, walking up and doing the mirror super with pot like that is not the best thing to do. But, you know, you can improve that pressure later. Scared of getting pot busted? By what? Like if you jump in? You see how your opponent is just like swinging with 6H and swinging with 2D and stuff? What you should do is dash. If you want to air approach, this is just in general, just dash and jump at them. Don't air dash, just do dash jump, right? And block. And see if they're whiffing or hitting a button or whatever. And if they anti-air you, you're blocking. If they swing or something, you can hit jump S. Or if you see like, I jumped and, oh God, I don't want to be here anymore, you can double jump backwards or air dash backwards late. Double jump up and then Bandit Bringer down to try to catch their anti-air or whatever, right? Like that's part of your air movement is dashing and then jumping so that you can actually threaten an attack. If you don't ever attack out of the air, with like regular jump, your air approach is not that scary for them to deal with. I think a little bit more dash empty jump. Also, dash empty jump is really good because if you land, you can like hit 2S on landing, and it's pretty hard for a lot of characters to check that. Playing against Potemkin, the big thing I do is I use a lot of 6P in neutral against him so that he can't far slash or 5H or 6H me. And then once he starts trying to 2D me, I air approach. I think we watched everybody in our top 4 after this, right? Because Starmute was in the top 4 now.
Pass the barrier, right? Like you're in top 3. If you drop down to losers, I mean, that could be the difference between everything and nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Neko immediately can
I think so. I guess we didn't watch BoxoRocks, actually.
That was phenomenal spacing from Starmute. They recognized, like, I probably won't actually be able to 6P him here very safely.
Yeah, this matchup is definitely a Fireball Crow matchup for Testament. It's very good for you because generally, you know,
Blocks though, nice.
if he spins either, then the other option beats the spin, you know. One thing to keep in mind, maybe, I don't know if it's going to come up more, if your opponent's like doing a really high jump to go over your crow, is shooting straight crow, like horizontal crow. It's something that's pretty good. Maybe worth considering.
Oh my god, Starmute is
OTG? No, just goes for the meaty.
They're fighting Anji correctly. That's why they've been so nervous about 6.
I was gonna say here, if you block this fireball, I'm surprised no button. Actually, you got some pressure there. Your opponent has no meter or anything. I'm surprised you backed off. Kind of gave up the corner there. Punish, yeah. 2K, I don't know if 2D would have hit there.
Bird bringing him down to the ground.
Nice.
And the 6P.
Good coverage.
Bro, Starmute.
This matchup is generally pretty not great for Anji. Yeah, I think this character Testament has really good ways to cover a lot of what Anji wants to represent. Oh, no button there. This looks good though. Could have done a little bit more damage on the combo, but whatever is comfortable for you is fine. I think you don't have to do the most perfect combo all the time. The other thing too is you seem like you're a little scared of butterfly here. You can just throw a fireball at this. What ends up happening is the first hit of your fireball would trigger the butterfly, and then you're gaming. So this is like, you know, you don't have to respect butterfly like it's a Goldlewis drone or something. You can just, you know.
Bro, the falling taco was actually goated.
Yeah.
Just do that. Yeah, you don't need to do Arbiter Sign from a lot of ranges in this matchup. What you should do is get Stain on, because Stain is pretty... Oh, you got unlucky there. Stain is pretty easy to apply. Get Stain on and then use your lights. You don't have to swing with your big buttons. Just use your lights and your 6P and stuff, right? Another thing is, I don't know that you need to jump against Anji's spin. You seem to not know exactly what to do against him. You can just wait for the spin and then hit 2K late here, and then you get a full punish with Stain, right?
Bet money that'd be plus.
Like, you don't have to jump and get away and do all kinds of stuff. Generally, you're going to beat Anji if you just stay on the ground and use your good buttons.
For the spin. The Stain went off.
You could also maybe kill there with an RC, but it's not the end of the world. So I would say a lot more like just Fireball Crow and then using your 2K to threaten the Stain pop. Yeah, like right there. That could be a little scary, but generally it's not so bad.
I love that they're mixing up like when they want to play and really confusing.
I would also say that once Stain is out, it's okay to just throw another Fireball there.
You can't burst that high.
Ah, that's
you know, throw another Fireball. Just do Fireball, Crow, Fireball.
Dude, it's... Oh, that was actually a good reaction to the fact that it was probably dropping. Starmute has been doing a phenomenal
That's okay, too. You can break the wall with Crow there instead so that you get to apply Stain. Maybe something to think about.
The frame that they hit him.
Fireball Crow.
Doing a really good job in
Another Fireball, maybe. Just keep throwing them on the ground and then do Crow. And then, yeah, perfect. Straight Crow. That was great. Perfect. That was really, really good.
Perfect?
That was like a 30-second round.
Oh, unlucky for Neko there.
What?
Had the right idea on the spin.
Okay, Starmute, I need to
Yeah, actually, I think for Anji, jumping like this is really effective. It's like causing some problems because you're not getting free crows and stuff. And if you're not getting anti-out, I think it's totally worth going for. One thing that can help you out here, actually, Starmute, when you get the knockdown like this far away with 2D, you should do charged Fireball instead of OTG Fireball. You charge it all the way up. And then afterwards, you do air dash in, jump H, jump D. That's a double overhead. And you can cancel into H, Grave Reaper into a combo. Or you do jump H, 2K, and it's a low. So that is very good. Something to represent maybe a little bit more.
Yeah, dude, Starmute is
just super.
Neko cannot guess where the hell they're going to be on screen. Girl's gonna drop
a little too far again.
Off. Oh my god, the forward dash, back dashing. They're playing.
And when Stain is on, another thing is you don't have to use your big buttons. You can mostly just do lights against Anji if you're scared of spin. Because normally if he spins your lights, he's not really getting much. You know, you should use 6H.
Okay, Neko's got a chance.
Yeah, you should use 6H there. If you're in the corner and you're controlling space and you're worried about jumps and stuff, 6H is the answer to that position.
Oh my god, that jump H has been cash money.
Yeah, I'll do this. Again, if you do dashing like 2K or something here, or 2P, then, you know, you're a little bit safer than 6P. Not a bad idea, though.
one spin that works.
Yeah, so like the thing about spin is that it, again, you could have actually RC'd the first hit of this fireball and then dashed in and done like close slash 6H, another fireball or something to extend and kill. Something to keep in mind too. But yeah, generally punch and kicks, like particularly 2Ps, 2Ks, usually recover much faster so that you will not be punishable. The exception though is like, you know, if you're point blank, they can probably throw you, but that's about it. If you're like a little bit more spaced out, you're probably much more safe. So, you know, something to keep in mind. Yeah, if you watch other Testament players versus Anji, really they just abuse fireball spin, and then besides that they, you know, do a lot of whatever it's called. Or fireball crow rather to deal with spin, and then yeah, using your dash 2P and 2K when you have stain on them is very good.
Now back in neutral. Axel's got comeback factor, right? Like he
has a lot.
Oh, that should be close slash into what's it called? Dash and a close slash there. Yeah, like right there. I think right there you can maybe do that. Maybe you're scared of the super or something. Oh,
yeah.
If you're Quietwater here, this is a great chance right here when this hits to do the time stop super into another time stop. I don't know if you know how to do these combos, but that's something to look at maybe later on.
Has just been right.
Yeah. Nice.
That's a kill. Okay, got the job done.
What did I tell you?
I think also in this matchup, maybe Remy would have mentioned it. But in neutral, I think a lot of 5P is very good. Something to maybe keep in mind. Because in neutral, I saw you hitting, like you're doing Rensen to try to keep her out. But, oh no. Bursting the burst, unfortunate. 5P is really good, and 2H. Those are the main two things you want to use. That's death. Another thing, this will probably help you in the corner if you jump back ever. You don't want to just do jump back H. Most of the time, Axel wants to use jump H, jump D. And then if it hits, you can do Axel Bomber. Right, so jump H, jump D is really good because it's a double overhead. It's really plus, and it gives you Axel Bomber if it hits. If it doesn't hit, you just do jump H, jump D, and then you know you're plus. I would also say, in this matchup, when this note is out, you should do something that's not Rensen. You should try to 5P and hit her, or like tag the note from far. You should try to air jump back, like air dash back S or jump S or run forward jump H, or do something to take up space rather than just Rensen. Rensen's probably the worst thing you could do here. Run forward into jump H preemptively is a little aggro, but it's okay. 5P is probably your safe, consistent answer. Air dash back, jump S, jump P to air her. Something that's like better than just Rensen. Rensen is not the best option there. Oh god, you got to be careful about canceling in a snail like that too. Snail is like minus 20 something on block. You want to do rainwater most times, or don't cancel maybe. That's good though. Jump back S into snail is fine. I would say again, in this matchup, instead of doing so much Rensen from far like this Rensen's fine. This Rensen right here, I think you should maybe look to dash 5P. If you think she's going to stroke, dash 2H. If you think she's going to jump, dash 5P. 5P into Rensen instead of just doing raw Rensen. Because raw Rensen is like, you know, it's not that fast. And it kind of gives her time to do stuff. Again, right there, I think maybe getting on the ground and challenging would have been better. 5P. Rensen at full screen, I think is totally okay. But after she blocks Rensen or something, might be worth, you know, going for 5P, going for dash 6K if you think she's gonna jump, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I think that's a good burst. Right there, again, I think 5P would have been really useful. And I don't think we've seen it hit very much. It's a really good poke. It's not a very... I don't know how else to describe it. It's not like a very, like, appealing move. How do people describe sports cars? It's not like a sexy move. It's not like, look at this sick, sexy 5P. 5P is a little danky. Like, it kind of doesn't look that exciting, right? It's not sporty. It's like eco, you know? But that's the thing about it. You need some eco in your life. It's a fucking tough economy. You're trying to save some money, you know what I mean? Like, 5P is the effective, safe option. You know what I'm saying? There is no, when you hit it, it doesn't go counter blah 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 blah. Like it doesn't, it's not like it's like fucking sick, but it's a really good move, and I think you should use more of it, if that makes sense.
I think something they can do is to show a bunch
5P is like the safest, most solid option you can hit, and for that reason, people don't do it. I love the dash 2S there. You're ready. People don't do it because they're like, you know, that should be a time. This is the next thing to commit to your game plan. Learn how to do Rensen, pop, time stomp, super, into time stop, into run up, axle bomber, you know, into the corner, axle bomber, that kind of stuff. That's the next combo for you to learn. But yeah, I think you need more 5P in your life for sure. 5P is a really good move, and it's really safe, and it solves a lot of problems you're probably going to have in other matchups. It doesn't look that cool, and it seems a little basic, but that's the kind of shit you need to win in fighting games. You know, I'll watch BoxoRocks' match. Unless you need me to watch... Well, Starmute we watched earlier too. Unless you need me to watch Pkubed versus BoxoRocks.
2K's gonna hit. Oh my god, this is so fast already. Holy shit.
Yeah.
This is no chill.
That's a punish.
Good punish.
Again, that's a great moment where that 2K 2D fireball situation would have been good.
5K actually whiffed. That was weird. That feels like it went straight through her.
Yeah. Good defense.
2K 2D fireball charge and all that.
To do the double overhead.
I mean, it's okay. People run under your 5P. That's perfectly fine. Eno doesn't have a run.
Midnight Carnival, I'm biased. BoxoRocks, you're sick.
Eno has no run, so that's why I'm suggesting run, or that's why I'm suggesting 5P. It's also okay because, what's it called? If they're running under your 5P, you can run up and do 2H, you can run up and do far slash, you can, you know, you have other options to hit. It's fine. Again, that's a great example. You get way better of a setup. What up, Kazam? If you do 2K 2D into charge fireball, into air dash jump H jump D, or air dash jump H 2K. And if you don't know that, then this is fine, right? It's just not as good as doing the other setup.
Good notes.
Just something to keep in mind if you're new to Testament, you're trying to learn the character.
Not scared at all.
Man, your stain ran out like 3 times in a row right when you got the hit. That is brutal.
In the world.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe PRC to extend the pressure there would have been good. Full charge, yeah. Oh no,
safe jump.
no air dash for the punish. I guess that's fine too. It's probably better that way.
I do think that a lot of Eno pressure is going to be automatically pretty safe to reversal gator. Like
I think Starmute's playing pretty well in the match, all things considered too. Unfortunate burst, but Starmute's got a lot of right ideas. I think with a slightly better setup and a little bit more control and neutral, you could probably get the job done. Dash 6P there would be really good too. Generally, there's 2 things you want to hit against Eno. Dashing 6P to catch hover dash, and dashing 5K is really good for that, and then dashing 2K to beat stroke. Both very good to solve some of the issues you're having in neutral. If you think she's going to go to the air, you want to hit... If you're ever fighting Eno and you don't know what to do, let's say you're new to the game and you're like, I'm fighting this witch character, you got to hit more buttons, I think, actually, right here. I think maybe more fireball into far slash crow would be better, or dash 2S here. Dash 2S crow would be really good. Oh yeah, 236H is probably good too, but generally, most of the time, what you should do with any character when you're fighting Eno is figure out what moves you have that hit stroke, figure out what moves you have that hit hover dash, and if you have moves that hit both, you know, use those moves. Those moves are very good. If your move covers hover dash but doesn't cover stroke, if it recovers fast, you can probably still block the stroke. If the move is really fast and it hits stroke, so like 2Ks, 2Ds, it probably doesn't beat her hover dashing in the air, but that's okay because you can just hit low to the ground and then cover it, right? You're chilling. With Testament, yeah, dashing H fireball to beat it. You can do air dash back H fireball. That's also another thing that covers the diagonal to try to deal with that. Although that maybe sets you up for chemical love, so you gotta be careful about that. But in general, like, you know, your 2K or your 5K, right? 2K hits low, so it'll beat stroke. 5K will beat the dash, or you can also 6P. And if they air block your 6P or 5K, let's say they dash and block, then it's okay because you can get charge fireball still. Right.
I actually thought that was might flat kill for a second.
That's a pretty good thing to do. So something to just represent. Testament's pretty good about putting stuff on the screen and representing options like that against Eno. It's actually, I think it's a lot of Eno players get annoyed fighting this character for that reason.
Before it actually came out.
All those things. And again, I think this is not a matchup where Testament runs. It's like a matchup where you want to fight for space. You know what I'm saying? So maybe something to think about on. Sure.
Needs to start getting
something to take a looky-loo at and consider. Should we go to the grand finals a little bit? Because I think BoxoRocks versus Pkubed is also there, and Pkubed might need help there. Although, to be honest, the advice I gave about Eno is probably going to help Pkubed too. It's like generally what you want to do. Let me see if there's something Potemkin specific.
So this is going to be a first.
You can, oh, that's punishable. I don't know, maybe BoxoRocks didn't know the exact punish or wasn't ready.
They're looking very comfy right now. Oh, then Box makes
Yeah, like, so Potemkin, I'm sure there's like similar options. Maybe 5P is like good to hit the hover dash. You can probably also do, oh, that's punishable too. The stroke is -7.
Oh,
huge hit, massive hit. Box does not have burst.
Oh, try to bait something there? Maybe baiting super?
This is bad.
I think you just eat the super though, maybe. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Flick?
Starmute, that's a
Oh,
big raid.
piloted it right above the flick, which is pretty crafty there.
Okay, nice sniper.
One thing I will say is, if you have bar, I imagine Hammerfall RC is pretty good against both options, right? Probably pretty solid because nice. Good to let that hit.
Dude,
Probably pretty solid against basically whatever, because it should beat stroke and it should beat the hover dash.
Not pushing their luck. Like if they need a kill, they
So you're probably good for both. I like that. I'm a big fan of canceling into that Hammerfall there, or rather slide head.
BoxoRocks once in their last set.
No. Yeah.
That's totally, I think, okay. Also, reverse, like, back Mega Fist is probably pretty useful to get out of some of these scenarios, too. Yeah, I think right here you should just, exactly. I think you should just spend some bar on Hammer Fist RC when you're not sure what's going to happen.
Yeah, maybe.
And I noticed preemptively you're not doing a lot of pokes to try to catch Eno. I think what I mentioned earlier is probably very
Box
true.
has meter. Are they going to spend it? Yeah, they do.
Nice. Yeah. A 50 meter from PQ.
You can also, if someone is, oh, okay, that's a great thing. You're saying you're doing Hammerfall and then they're just wire seeing it?
Sajam fan
A
now.
couple of things. What up, Crowio? Thanks for the prime. You could just do Hammerfall and then RC and then block and beat the YRC. The other thing is you could just Hammerfall and then let them YRC it without you ever spending the bar. Like if that's happening. You know?
Wow.
I think that's pretty good to just maybe commit to and like just let them spend the meter and you're like, all right.
Oh, saves the meter.
But if you're doing Hammerfall RC block, they shouldn't be able to YRC. Yeah, like that. You can just Hammerfall RC and then like block for a second, see if they YRC, and if they don't, you can then hit close slash or then hit like whatever you want to do. But yeah, if you bait this here, I mean, Eno explodes, right? Like she actually just dies. It's actually not very good to YRC RCs most time because you can still like block to see if they YRC'd and then pressure still because RCs are so plus that you usually have enough time to see. But I would practice doing Hammerfall RC block a YRC and then get a punish off it. You should have a big punish there. It's counter hit recovery. You could just do close slash into whatever you want to do. I don't know if 2S hits stroke, but I imagine it hits hover dash. If you're ever not sure what to do against Eno, any character, go watch someone play your character against Eno at a high level and you'll see what buttons they hit in neutral against Eno and it will help you immensely. I promise you, if you're not sure what buttons hit what, watch someone who plays against the character with your character and you'll immediately just steal all the buttons they hit and then you'll be like, okay, now I know what to do.
Oh
You know.
my god, what a punish. Ouchies. Didn't build any meter off that though.
Yeah, this is okay. I think getting hit by the super is not the end of the world.
Wait, what?
Flicking?
I think it's totally fine to just like commit the pressure. If you get hit by reversal super, it's fine.
Nice reaction. Oh, this is
Dead.
15. Nice PQ.
Wow, I cannot believe that scramble worked out in Pkubed favor. It felt, I thought, like, I was already mentally like, oh, they died, oh, like,
Definitely.
bro, just hit 6 feet.
Yeah, Potemkin's far slash is usually a pretty okay anti-air for far jumps or 5H. 5H maybe a little bit too slow against Eno, but it's probably what I imagine people use far slash. I gotta say, 5K sounds interesting for stroke. I have no data on that, but that does sound interesting to me. Oh, was that a mistake
I
maybe?
wonder if that's what they want.
But yeah, something to think about for sure. And then yeah, on offense, like this character's gonna hit you sometimes. That's just the life of fighting against Eno. That's also something to think about. We've seen a lot of dive kick from BoxoRocks, and you can block that and then hit 5P or something. Or close slide. It might depend on where it is in this version of the game. Dive kick's a bit better at dealing with that kind of stuff. So
Yeah. Nice. They're so good at like baiting stuff out and punishing with the dive kick.
nice.
Ouchies. You got burst back, but at what cost?
Oh, good block and punish. This is a kill.
Oh, she died.
That was sick.
Holy crap.
That was sick.
I thought that was
I'm
gonna
a
be
fan.
an
Look at the
RC
bones
and a
flying
heat
around the
knuckle or
screen.
something. He's just
People, if you don't know in Bones' chat, you can spend channel points to throw a bone. Some good matches. I think I'll try to check out Beginner Cup more often if people are interested. It's usually like Beginner Cup and TNS are both Mondays, right? A lot of good play. They had some impressive stuff. And if you're ever not sure what to do, my advice is always, if you're not sure what to do in a matchup in this game, it's okay. This game has weird characters that have particular matchup nuances that are usually not like other games. Watch specialists. Watch someone who plays your character at a super high level play against that other character, and they will probably have answers or ideas that they have come up with over, the year and a half or whatever this game has been out. Like, it's been a while, right? So they'll have some stuff that they're familiar with, and I would say look into that, because that'll give you an idea about like what you need to do,